La la la, la la la. Testing, testing. Austin's beard looks silly. He looks like he should be prospecting for gold. Testing, testing.
Yeah, I guess on the couch.
Austin, you really have that Unabomber look down. Hello.
It's not working?
I don't know, just checking it over there.
Should be.
Should be. What's the second computer up there for?
Oh, that's Brandon's for checking if he's plugged in here. And mine is on the webcam and this little audio thing.
Nice.
What would be the meanest thing we could say about what's the meanest thing we could say about Austin while he's checking this?
I mean, the balding thing is embarrassing.
Oh,
I always say that.
he probably heard that.
That's okay. He brought it up the other day with me. That's why I felt okay saying it.
See, but you can't. You've got a full head of hair. I at least have cul-de-sacs.
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah, yeah. This hairline is not what it was 10 years ago.
Prove it.
I got pictures.
That's what I meant.
My wife will tell you. Oh yeah, it's gone.
There was a, like, maybe 2 years span where I thought that was happening to me. I was freaking out. And my girlfriend, like, 3 and 4 years.
Hey, did you grab a car today?
I did.
Okay.
Double? It was, what's that brand? Double toilet shovel.
I have a housewarming roast for you in the freezer.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm so excited.
Yeah, sorry. Kept forgetting.
Okay.
Bring it.
Wait, did you move
Really
it?
excited.
Aw, I did move.
No idea.
Oh my gosh, where do you live
We're
now?
not. We're not.
I still live in Salt Lake, but like
Oh.
6 blocks south.
Okay.
I just changed into like a more adult home.
Did you bring all your stuffed animals? Austin.
That wasn't an ow.
You know, I'm afraid Austin didn't hear us making fun of him. If he hasn't come out here yet.
I don't know. You know, that guy, like,
Or maybe he just left and went to the woods and he's never coming back. That's it. That's the final straw.
he and Justin's really close. Do I show you this?
It's working good enough.
Yeah.
You hear us?
What do you think good enough?
Well, no, you can hear everything, but I don't know if there's like a way to adjust this so it like doesn't pick up like rats. It might be good to pick up the horror.
It's mono. It's not stereo, so it should be directional.
Yeah. It's a little, a little
Happy
echoey, I
Good
guess.
Friday.
Happy Good Friday.
But it's still getting It's still here.
Yeah. I mean, once everybody settles down and it's just one person talking, it's usually not too bad.
You look the same.
Oh, exactly.
You got a lot of stuff on your back there, bud.
I'm ready. You can
Call
call
me
me. I've been
installation.
ready for 2 months.
I have
You have to
days to
want
day.
that. I'm touching it.
Or your girls.
Okay, how are you?
Oh, gosh. Boogers.
Ew.
You think it's what?
Oh, sorry. I just did.
Fixing out the dress?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be awesome.
Were you really?
Yeah. For the mousetraps? Yes, I have.
You gotta come over to church. Get it back. We're gonna sit where the seats are not close together.
Right here. The middle one was supposed to be for John.
That's okay. One place, 2 seats over the corner.
There's not a seat
Come on, you
close to my
lame
lap.
Get out of here, Will.
He didn't hear it.
No, I didn't, because I'm taking both. People can deal with it.
There's
We're not
no-
this many people, do we?
Yeah. What's that?
We're not this many people, do we?
There will be people staying.
Do it in the hallway.
We have too many people.
This is gonna be the worst seat there in the house.
Is there anything like that?
Yeah. It's like, kinda like, I got so much of it off. You young little guy.
I just
Love
added 10 times.
So
Yeah, no, it's good.
No, I'm good.
It's good.
Oh, that looks the same as how I.
No, there was like 12 little lids.
12.
12 tiny lids. They're gone now.
Yeah.
Taking pictures.
It'll last long.
So great.
Oh,
You're
okay.
the sponsor.
Yes.
Did you know you're the sponsor?
This is there.
Wait, really?
Hey, AJ, how's
That
it
makes
going,
you
man?
gracious. I know how you ate it.
Good.
Yeah, if we ever do spotlight you, it's gonna have to be like,
It'll have to be
like I should have to talk to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cancel it then. Okay, you got it. Thanks, man.
I told you I was going to assign 2 people and it can't be higher.
Come on, man. Yeah. No way. So we're verifying all leads now.
Yeah.
Right? And if they don't verify them, I pull them up in Smartlist every day and I call every center. Why didn't you verify that whole thing? There was one that wasn't verified yesterday for Merriam-Webster. And the one that I just got off the phone with where it just clicked, it's John
Doe?
Ebor.
Johnny Boy. They're just screwing with you now. You're gonna see more butts later.
Oh my, at this point, I just canceled.
How's it going? Like, I feel like that's something drastic to change the house, right?
So something.
Yeah, like number of leads. I saw that like just kind of like with Facebook where I was like, oh, but then it dawned on me like, oh, they're doing the whole call. So you're separate. I mean, you're like pictures and you go to like.
It's gonna be a hard one.
No, like
Yeah,
I
it's,
think that's the biggest difference between like why you're on camera.
People there?
These two.
There's a
I'm hoping it's higher, the number of leads.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh,
I did not do that.
Just to let you know that.
Welcome. What?
I like the Blu-ray slab. Yeah, that's we own you. That's great.
How's that
Come on back. Come on back. I mean, now it's like that. It's apples to apples. Huh? No, we're verifying. No. We're not gonna build it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it has its growing pains, but
He loves it when I sneak up on him. See people start breathing in your ear. Yeah. Whispering things.
we're also
If only we could get a row of bigger dudes. Bigger, yeah. They're
Keeping us out.
oh, it's big dudes. That's it. That's right.
Oh,
Trying to take over.
My brother. I don't know.
Welcome!
We have a seat right here. And then we just.
By show of hands, who has not been to one of these? Or like two faces?
Higher, raise them higher. Yeah, welcome.
Put your hand down.
Okay.
You're about ready to be spotlighted already.
Started off, we always do a spotlight. So today's spotlight is our very own Tucker Evans. Tucker is hire number 1 for our new HR team. So, like our former HR person, Rachel Cook, most people probably don't know her because she hasn't been around for a while. Tucker also grew up in Park City. He actually knew Rachel's family, the Bullwinkles. I only threw that in so I could say Bullwinkles. Unlike a typical Utah, he's an only child. Like a typical Utah, he's into hunting. Naturally being from Park City, he has experience skiing and snowboarding. In his words, he is not good. Tucker's most embarrassing moment, other than when he played me ping pong yesterday, at the age of 12, his jam came on over the speakers at Costco. He did this sort of like Macarena style dance over to his mom, got up in her personal space. That was not his mom. On his mission in San Antonio, he bet some fellow missionaries that this dude would not get baptized. Ye of little faith, Tucker. He did get baptized. The penalty for losing that bet was that Tucker had to nair his leg hair off. It gets better. They only had enough nair for one leg. It took a while to go back, and yeah. So after studying psychology and sociology, Tucker got into mixology, not booze. I'm talking about Jamba Juice. He met his wife there. He was actually her boss. She was planning to move back to Idaho Falls, where she's from, for some jabroni getting off his mission, his words. Before she moved, Tucker took her to IHOP at 1 a.m. for their first date. She canceled her move, and they married a year later. So I've prepared a song. So here it is. It's called Hot Jamba Mama. Sorry. I can't do this. I'm actually losing a good friend of mine today. She's had some health problems recently. Talking about Glenn. She's the director of permitting. The printer that's been sitting out here for 2 whole years now.
You're really trying
Some things you should know about Glenn. He's a family man, one of thousands. He's one of thousands. He's actually traced his genealogy all the way back to the first HP laser jet, 1984. He's also a bit of a thrill seeker. You should know this. He and I, we've been surfing together. We've also done quite a bit of traveling together. We went to Disney World. There we are. We went on the roller coaster. And you know the bond we have is pretty strong. He was the best man at my wedding. He was my first boss here at Blue Raven. More of a mentor, really. We built that permitting department from nothing. The end of an era.
Can we go back to that outfit a couple pictures ago? I just wanted to see. That was first.
No. That was just this last Halloween. Wait, sorry. Slideshow. Slideshow.
Yay, Glenn!
For our actress, Brendan. So those of you who are new, Glenn is a printer. Glenn was Brendan's first boss. Brendan was our no, this is when we were like, let's install solar. So we were like, we have to get stuff permitted. So that was Brendan and Glenn. So and Olivia and a few others.
Yeah, he was my boss too for a while.
Okay, new hires. I just wanted to throw up a list of new hires since our last check-in and check this out. New hires, please stand up if you see your name. Don't be shy. Stand up. Come on. Stand up. Round of applause for our new Tell us your name and a fun fact about yourself, where you're working.
I'm Brian McCain. I'm the new recruiter. Fun fact about myself is that until I was 18, I literally had no name. That's what my birth certificate read, no name McCain. The only time I've ever stood in front of a judge was to get that legally changed. I literally stood there for about 5 seconds, and it was over after a 2-hour wait. So, yeah, I'm happy to be here. I know for short for years.
But they actually, your name was actually Brian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it was the way my parents string like telling you no as a kid. They just named you that. So.
Awesome. Thanks for that.
Megan, arrogant proposals, fun facts.
Rock climb.
I'm Kylie Moss, I'm in Bureau Ops, and I have the same middle name as from Lee Ranger.
What is it? I think she was destined for Bureau Ops.
Do you guys screen for Harry Potter Affinity? Is that like part of the questions you ask
It
in
was
the
the
interview?
first date they asked me what my house was.
I see my name on there, but I haven't stood up before, so
Oh, good. This is very good.
maybe I'm on the first page.
April!
Not there.
I'm
I'm April, number 2. I'm in the county, and a fun fact about me, I was born in August, but I'm named April. And I have a little sister that was born at 11:59, March 31st. My mom says, what would I have done if I had a kid in April? But I already had a kid named April.
Awesome. Thanks. We have a number of others here who are either up here today or they work in the field, but it's we can hire and grow. It's exciting. Please be friendly and get to know all of your folks. Okay, announcement section. We're going to bust through these. First announcement. What do you see?
Additional space.
Additional space. So Monday, we are expanding across the hall.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. So basically, our proposals department and our sales operations department will move to the north side, along with a handful of the others to do. This is not the first time you've heard about this. That's happening on Monday, and then our sales dev team is going to kind of slot into where the proposals team is, and your managers will tell you kind of what the rest of the year is like. Most of you will stay where you are on this side, but over time we will, if we look at our budget, we will continue to fill out this entire space and that entire space. It's pretty exciting. So that's happening. Kirsten has done an amazing job getting that ready for all of us. What's your Q1 swag goal? Do you know it?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you know it. Raise your hand if you don't know. Well, that's interesting, because there are more blank spaces on this poster out here than this hand. So our Q1, we do quarters a little bit differently. At Blue Raven, we have 13 periods, and the first 4 periods are Q1. So technically, you still have 3 weeks and change to understand your swag goal, write down your progress, and earn some sweet swag. Okay? Questions on that? Man, for swag, this is awfully not exciting. Okay. I think it's April.
So some of you, who here does not know what a final design is? Is everybody clear on that part of our process? Okay, so up until Monday, we had required our customers to sign their final design. We have changed that process. This is something that we piloted in the state of Oregon already. We are now moving forward with this process company-wide. Essentially, that installation agreement and that initial proposal are going to be what the customer signs off on. The final design is just sent to a customer to verify that that is the panel placement. And after 3 days, if the customer hasn't made any changes, we are going to move forward. This makes the process a lot cleaner for us, makes it removes the second sale, as you might say, from having to get another signature as far as moving forward with that process. There are some specifics about any changes that a customer might want to make or any cancellations, right? Like we're asking customers to cancel 3 days after their site survey now. Before we enact a fee. So if you have questions about that or any other specifics related to this new final design process change, please let me or Brendan know. We'd be happy to share that with you. Otherwise, this is a brand new place for us to move forward.
Cool, thank you. Exciting. New copy machines.
Yay!
There are 2 new copy machines, a south side and a north side. So if you have any questions about connectivity and such, see Lori or Deb, or email to the little IT task. Do they have names?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Not yet.
The names of the printers are just north side and south side. So.
North side? You mean like Glenn?
I'll talk about this in a second, but we're not going to do a company-wide naming
Also, Earth Day is coming up. It's on April 22nd, which is a Sunday. So April 23rd is when we'll kind of be like celebrating it. For 2 weeks leading up to Earth Day, we're gonna do a clothing drive for a local company called Tabitha's Way. They collect like old used clothing and they recycle it. So if it can be reused, then they like give it out to people who need it, or if it can't be reused, then they recycle the materials. So we'll be doing a drive. More details to come, but also on the 23rd, we want everybody to bike to work. I'm emission free. Yeah. If you live in Salt Lake, hop on your bike and but it'll be great. Just a celebration of Earth Day.
We know kind of a clothing drive is weird for Earth Day, but Tabitha's Way recycles the clothes. So we figured you want to keep your glass and your cardboard at your house, so you can only do that. So yeah, that's going to be great. Thanks, Cassandra. Details to come. Whoa, Mr. Trevor.
We had a working throwdown in period 3, and Bundy and team have already claimed the cup. It's sitting over there in Customer Ops, and we're going to. Somewhere tasty next
We're
week.
going to go to Texas Roadhouse. They are closed Monday afternoon.
So Tucano's it is.
I heard Tucano, so we'll see.
Fine.
So sour.
Hey, I was really pleased with the way that all of you guys were willing to throw yourself into this work cup. That was the work cube cup, I guess. That was really cool. So thank you for doing that. If it's interesting, we'll continue to do it. We really don't want it to be a burden or annoying. It's supposed to be fun. So it's really, if you want to keep doing it. I love it. I love it.
It's really for trash talk.
Really
Oh gosh.
oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. Sound offensive.
I didn't know I was thinking of this. No, this.
Yeah, you are.
It's like we're on a tournament. It'll be a bracket tournament, double elimination. We'll send out signups.
Are you just gonna reward yourself now, or how does this work?
I think I may excuse myself.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
He's afraid.
Frank's not even the reigning champ.
Reigning's not. I love it. He is not the reigning champ.
I didn't even make it to the.
You can't excuse yourself.
And he's excusing himself.
No.
I wonder how the reigning champ would feel about that. All right, so etiquette. So this happened. Kirsten sent out an email to the company. And what did she say?
Do not reply all.
What is a reply all? It's the strangest thing I've ever heard. Reply all. Well, guess what happened? Michael Rand!
Yes!
March 28th, 6:21 p.m. I like outdoors. CC corporate. To his credit, I'll save you all the trouble. Simply reply, not reply with this email. And let everyone listens to Michael. Because then we had, I like, this is a few of my favorites. Where is Jacob? Jacob here? Jacob, how do you know this? Another favorite, Irina. One should definitely name the flying rakes. How about others under the brandings of our suppliers? And Ryan Lehman, who else for the win? Suppliers who keep things interesting. Ryan, get in here! Pretty good response. We meet our suppliers up. I just like this, just straight up, no introduction. It's not Kurt, he's just going to tell you like it is. And there were only 6. And Travis wants a little shout out for this one. This one was pretty special. I actually laughed out loud. The conspiracy room. I wonder if Ezra, how about the names of the 7 people who submitted? And then someone threw down the mic. I thought that was going to be the last game. And it was until this morning.
I'm sorry.
So stand up, Kevin. You. Nobody's getting this award for reply. We do not like reply. But we had a good laugh. Pretty funny. Okay. My goodness, that was pretty funny. I had an angry email ready to go like 3 times, but it was funny. So okay, so we've got the barometer. You guys know, thank you for filling this out. I think we had 70% participation, which is not our goal. So that means 3 out of 10 of you did not fill it out, but that's going to change things. Very confident. Here's what it is. We really sincerely want to know how whether everybody here agrees with these statements. I receive training and development. I feel personal accomplishment. People are held accountable. We work expectantly. We really sincerely want to know whether you disagree or agree, and you have my commitment that we take this really seriously. This adjusts. This is a very important driver of how we think about this place. We scored a 4.79, which means we're almost to agree. Basically, as a company, we are agreeing with these statements, slightly less. Some of us are somewhat agreeing. This is just to be totally transparent. I think it's grade 10. We've changed the questions, which is why you see this drop. And so we're on this sort of like high for engagement level. There's no pressure to agree with things that you don't agree with. So I hope that it's not that more is necessarily better. If that dips down and that's real, then that's okay. We gotta make some changes. But I just want this to be a really authentic survey for all of you guys. Here's how we did my question. So what I wanted to speak on just for 30 seconds is you'll notice that there are a lot of statements that we feel really engaged and good about. I just want to address a couple at the bottom. I understand the role of other departments and feel confident in my ability in directing others to the correct department. That's below average. Okay, so that's okay. We are a fast-growing, fast-hiring company, so I would expect that to be a little bit of a challenge. If you feel like you don't, if you're not agreeing with that statement, then speak up about it. And I hope that everybody here can be patient and do their best to explain things and keep coming up. Coming around, if you don't know where something is or how something works, just come interrupt me, come bug me. Anybody else that seems like they know what they're doing. But I will hold a session with a smaller group to kind of, if you're not into what I would call an operating department, so if you're in HR or a legal or a compliance or some kind of administration, we're going to hold a special session just to kind of do a bit of a Blue Raven 101, because I know that some of these words like how design science not central to what we do every day. Okay, but we're going to take some effort to make this a little easier. Training, huge emphasis. Our training is not great, is it? It's hard. It's hard to keep pace with the rate of change. So we have made a huge push to make that better and expect to see some of the results of that in the next handful of weeks. But candidly, we need your help to make it better. This is an area where we do need to improve as an organization. And then this one, I feel the rationale behind decisions made at Blue Raven Solar is consistent and transparent. That is great feedback. What I would suggest on that is, from my point of view, I want to have a really transparent organization. And so, from my point of view, we keep our values in service to our mission to make happy customers who can reduce their energy bills, and everything we decide and do is in support of that mission. I know that that's sort of the overarching philosophy, but any sort of decisions that are affecting any of your departments may not feel consistent or may not feel transparent. Please say the words to your manager, help me understand how this decision was made. Please say those words. I don't understand. That is a great question, and if you find the answer to that unsatisfactory, then talk to your director and continue to make this place a really transparent open place. You may not agree with the decision, but certainly that would make, certainly we can be transparent about it. Consistent, okay? Questions or comments on the barometer? There were some other comments, so I appreciate you guys putting your comments in there. There were some comments about benefits and paid time off. So let me just address that quickly in the spirit of transparency. Our benefits renewal is coming up in a handful of months in the summer. So if you continue to rant and rave about the benefits, I seriously want to get us the best benefits possible here at Blue Ribbon for a price that this company can afford, frankly. And so, unfortunately, with healthcare costs rising, as you guys know, health insurance until healthcare costs come down, health insurance will come down. Now, the lever we can pull is what our plan is. We are moving from a small group company to a large group company. There are some pros and cons to that, but we think that may help us drive deeper discounts and whatever. So please be patient with this. This is top of mind, and we'll know more in the summertime. We may ask you to fill out a questionnaire, a one-page questionnaire. Please do so quickly. It'll come from Tucker or April, or some combination, and so please fill that out. That'll help us in the underwriting process. Any questions on that? Okay, and then PTO. We're not going to modify our PTO policy for 2018. It's already set and locked and loaded. But I understand if we could, and I understand that some of you want a different PTO policy. We'll review that in the fall and see what we can do as we put together our next year's budget. I understand. If there was a way for us to install 20 megawatts of solar cost effectively and have 14 weeks of vacation each, I'd be the first there. I'd ride my bike every day. So we just got to balance out a little bit what we're here to do and make this a great place to work, okay? But thank you for your comments. Okay, performance. Does everyone know what we're going to have today at 12:30?
Pizza.
Why are we going to have a pizza party?
Because we had our budget.
So, that's kind of the headline. We're in a really good spot, okay? The budget. There are a lot of ways that I could describe our performance as a company. The barometer is one measure. What are other measures of how we're performing? How we're doing?
Reviews.
Reviews, customer reviews. How else do we know how we're performing as a revenue, sales, installations,
Final completions.
Yep, milestones. A lot of ways we can figure it out. What I'm going to do is quickly run you through. So we just had our board meeting. It was last week. Wow. We just had a board meeting last week, and it was really positive. And we have one every quarter. And so here's some of the slides from the board meeting. If you look at this graph, what you notice on the top, gray, is the budgeted number of bookings that we would have 2017 and 2018. Okay? So you see us in 2017 not quite hit that budget that we predicted, and then you see us out of the gates in budget. What do you see from basically this? We basically have this margin of overperformance in terms of our top line milestone. That has translated into final design signed as a company. So I want you guys to see this blue line. This is our actual number of final designs. It has exceeded the budgeted number in every single week to date. Every single week, that number has been greater than the budget. Now the open question is, are the things in place for this trajectory to get us over this hill? Okay? So that was where a lot of the conversation was, and we're feeling good about the things that are in place and moving in the right direction. I'll talk a bit about that. So from a sales point of view, we're looking really, really good. So if you look at period 1, period 2, and period 3, this is the simplest way that I knew how to describe how we're doing from a milestone point of view. The light blue is the budget for that period, and the dark blue is what we actually did. What do you guys notice?
Upward up.
What's that?
Final completion suck.
Final completion suck. That's 3 words. That's very, very pithy. Final completions exceeded the budget in period 3. It has to start somewhere. So that is awesome. In fact, in P3, we exceeded our budgeted milestones across the board, which is why we have a 12:30 pizza party because it's a really big deal. So to get back on budget for these 2 milestones, you have to start somewhere, and we've now started to catch up. We've got 186 more final designs signed than budget at the end of Q3, so there's plenty of work to do, and the sales team continue to make it happen. So it's very exciting. Questions on this? It's awesome, you guys. This team and the teams in the field had a really, really inspiring, amazing P3, meaning the last 4 weeks. Really, really amazing. And it shows up in the numbers, and I hope you guys have felt that success. As Kyle mentioned, another way we think about success, this is from the board deck, is customer reviews. And so we had 109 customer reviews for an average of 4.5 stars. Something you guys can feel really proud of. We want that to be 5 stars, but there are opportunities to get better there. That's a really big deal. Year to date, we've received 44 referrals for every 100 substantial completions. We want that to be 66. That's our goal. There's opportunity to get more referrals. We've got to work on that. And we've just changed our referral program or policy in January, and so we're watching that closely. So that's a big deal. I love this every week. Do you guys see this every week, Monday morning? Do you read it?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Please read it.
Sometimes.
Arena?
Sometimes.
You read it. I love reading these, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This was literally from last week. 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. That's a good read. Really good. Another way you can think about performance, and I know we're coming up on time, is our technology. Can I get Scott, Andy, Randa?
I promised Randa she wouldn't have to stand
And doesn't have to stand. Scott and Andy, these guys work tirelessly on our behalf. Can we just give them a little big round of This is one example of something that has come out recently. This is for our sales reps. Every one of them has a dot. It's a much more sophisticated scoreboard. It's much more sophisticated than leaderboard, and it's translating into results. Essentially, they are rewarded for working hard, meaning they move along the x-axis, and being efficient in terms of how they close, the close percentage. That pushes them up into the upper right-hand quadrant. That's a really important concept, and our sales force has really adopted that. It's, a big deal. There is work to do. This is our key performance indicator dashboard. What do you notice?
Red.
A lot of red. So we have work to do. Now you might just say that's just because we have really high standards. Well, we do, but I will say P3, we're starting to see more green. Okay, we're going to chip away at this over the course of the year, but there is still a lot of opportunity to improve and be smart and clean up procedures. So, as if you were worried that we were just going to rest on our laurels. Okay, awards. First are these two. So, April's. Okay, Hot Potato Award for not passing the Skinny Hot Potato, and the White Glove Award for exceptional service.
So, we decided we would do something kind of interesting with this. So, is Jeffrey in here? Jeffrey's in here, and Kevin's here. You guys were our last 2 winners? No. Aaron, are you in here?
Aaron.
Oh, okay, great. Can I have you guys come up briefly? I'm going to have you help with this.
Yeah, good thing I sat in the corner.
Yeah,
Make it real long.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't drive those way.
Okay. Okay, we'll start with the Hot Potato Award then. So the Hot Potato Award is going to go to Carson Grover. Is he here today? But Carson is being awarded the Hot Potato Award. If you haven't noticed, Carson has changed his role a little bit more recently. He's working on a lot of projects. That's because of time after time, Carson has proved that he is able to take the bull by the horns and make sure that something gets completed, even if it's really messy. So next time you see Carson, and you will if you leave out of the store ever, make sure you pat him on the back for making sure that he takes the bull by the horns and moves the company forward. So another round of applause for Our next next recipient isn't here, and in some ways, they're a fairly invisible hero. So I do hope that you'll take the time to actually show your appreciation to them. The White Glove Award is going to Kirsten. If you haven't noticed, well, you probably haven't, but one thing to notice is that the amount of work in making sure that this place is a well-oiled machine primarily comes from Kirsten and her team. And so making sure that we are able to move on time, get swag out, do all of the sales things that we need to, including all of the pieces of logistics that go into taking trips or planning retreats or anything along those lines, that really comes from Kirsten and her attention to detail. So that White Glove Award is going to her, and she'll get this when she comes in. Obviously she manages all the swag, so she can make the best pick ever. But again, make sure you are sharing that appreciation, especially ahead of this move. She's put in all of the hours for that. So.
Okay, and last but not least, just to close us out, what are these things behind me?
The values.
How many do we have?
12. Well, 3 and
3.
12.
Multiply. Yes, if you see your name here, I know everyone looks at your name. It's like when you see a photo, you look for your photo. You were nominated by your peer or peers for living our values. And this is the main point, okay? The main point of this is to say thank you, and I'd love if you guys can recognize each other for living our values.
Me?
I want to call, yeah, there are a couple of funny ones. One, I didn't know who me was, actually. It wasn't me. This is like Courtney's, kind of like Beyonce. There's one more in my name.
McKay.
Okay, so anyway, a couple of your superstars. So we have 2 nominees that are going to get this award. The first, this person has taken a weighty so there's a lot. This was an overwhelming consensus. This person has taken a weighty task of transitioning to a new department. In a very short time, he's already changed the culture and perception. I might get emotional. Is that the cheese?
Actress. One last day.
I might get emotional. This comes from who he is, what he says, the commitments he keeps. He's just a go-getter. This person has an uncanny ability to attract people to him through his words and personality. He seems to be able to learn specific things about each member of his team. Uses that information to challenge and teach them. He consistently comes to work with the same positive attitude, which in turn helps the members of his team feel confident about what they can expect from him as our leader and manager. Number 3, he has quickly leaned up the department, implementing new strategies, and has effectively taken that department to new heights and setting reaching goals. This person has been great, jumping into managing customer ops. His enthusiasm is contagious. When I asked him for help on a project, he quickly responded and did a solid job in implementing that help. Again, he was able to motivate us to improve accuracy and productivity in the work he threw out. At first, he didn't think we had a chance of winning, but his competitive attitude was infectious, and I found myself wanting to win for this person. He encourages us to always do our best work. I have more. This person is awesome. Such a good manager and gets shiz done. Nice. He's really motivating. We know exactly what he expects from me. He's always looking for ways to improve our department and get our numbers up. He's created a very good work environment. Talk about a go-getter. This person came into customer ops and just killed it. Full ownership, interest in making things happen. Go B. Very impressed with Brendan for holding down customer ops. He's on such short a time in his role, a real leader. To go on and on. Thanks, Brendan. This was also really interesting to me, and it's appropriate, meaning it's very relevant. It's the reason why you guys, this one stuck out to me as well. This one was nominated for respecting and empowering one another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 are for respecting and empowering one another. Very rarely has there been such a consistent perspective on the way in which somebody here is living their values, which I thought was, which you guys will understand when I read read this. This person is potentially the most undervalued employee here, in my opinion. She does everything the rest of us don't want to do. Cleaning up the place, taking out the recycling. I've seen her pick up lunch for plenty of people. The list goes on and on. More importantly, she is always has a big smile on her face and will ask you how you're doing. This person has brightened my day more times than I can count. This person is so nice to everyone. She is such a light in the day. After talking to her, I'm ready to take on the next challenge. She is so motivating. She is kind and honest to everyone around her. This person is so great at befriending everyone and making them feel important. She shines in her role at the front desk. This person is always positive and empowers everyone with every word she speaks. She brightens the mood by just being in the room. She jumps in whenever to help and doesn't complain for a second. We need more Rachels at work and in my gym. Okay, thanks for all you guys do. Happy Friday, happy March 30th, happy Easter weekend. You're doing great things. Thanks for being here.
Put your chairs away.